Welcome to the 11th General Assembly of the ISA. Nice to see that there's quite some interest online. We also have some people with us offline here in Bern. For those who didn't hear before, who joined just now, please quickly post in the chat your name and affiliation so we can sort out the voting rights, which will be then relevant for the second part of the General Assembly. Hello, Julia. So, there's still people joining. So I'm going to be distracted every once in a while because I have to let people into the chat, but I think it should work. My name is Thomas Buckingham. I'm the current ISA president, and I'm joined here on and offline by almost the entire ISA executive board and some members of the advisory board. Also in the meeting with us are the board members of or some board members of the commission. I hope some of them will still join because they will have to hold presentations later on. Maybe Sarah, you can write some WhatsApps to them so they don't forget to join. I just pulled up the first slide. We are actually celebrating in these days 10 years of ISA. We created this federation in the year 2015, and together with the founding General Assembly, this is now the 11th General Assembly, but we exist officially since 10 years. So yeah, quite an achievement and nice to see. We will be posting about this in the upcoming days on our social media with more details, with a blog post. I haven't had time to finish that yet, with some of the history of the ISA. So for those interested, stay tuned to our channels. Alrighty. This will be the agenda of the day. For those who've joined in the past, pretty much standard. I'm not going to go through all the items. You can have a quick look. Most interesting usually is the annual presentation, commission reports. But then, of course, we also have to talk about money and voting in people. Some quick facts. I bring this every year, so bear with me if you have seen this already a couple times. So right now we exist basically mostly based on our active members, which have the voting rights. 20 national federations are our members. What is also nice to see that we have lots of regional and local clubs which are a member of the ISA. And to sum it up, about 5,000 individuals, which are indirectly a member of the ISA. All the other things will come up again later, but you can look through those things individually yourself. Currently about 50 plus ISA people, ISA roles or ISA officials exist, and these are people who have an official position within the ISA. Here, just a quick overview of all our active and associate members. You can see that active members have full voting rights, associate members have budget voting only. So that's why I would like that all the people put down names and affiliations so we can sort out all these different membership statuses, and we will get a good overview on who voted what. You see here listed our countries. So what we are doing is we're basically trying to gather national federations, associations within this international confederation. So actually we assemble all these different communities that are organized around the world. If you have any questions or things are unclear, please use the little hand at the bottom of the screen. I will see that and I can quickly give you the word, or you can ask a question whenever you feel like. Okay, so how is the ISA organized? Today we're holding the General Assembly, and the main function of the General Assembly is basically this yearly review on what has been going on and talking a little bit about the future. The actual leadership of the ISA consists of two boards. One is the executive board, which I'm the president of, and you will see who the other people are in a second. And we have the advisory board, which function pretty much is to check on the executive board and see if we're doing everything correctly. And these are the two boards which we will vote on today. So this is the actual ISA leadership. Together we call it the management. And then we have these sub-commissions which work as very independent groups. Of course, the boards are always involved in meetings and decision makings, but they have their own little structures within the ISA. And we have these main four commissions: access and nature, safety, education, and sport, which make up the main focus areas of the ISA. You will hear more about those in a second. And besides our members, we also have our so-called partners. These are commercial entities within the slackline world. So most of them you will recognize as gear manufacturers, but there's more to it. There's also education partners, there's even nature and access partners. So commercial entities that somehow directly or indirectly deal with the ISA. They have a special status. We don't call them members, we call them partners, just to keep this independence of structures and organizations. And they, of course, also don't have voting rights, but they can participate in projects of the commissions. Okay, so the first official act we have to do is we have to approve our last protocol from last year. So all the active members, they received this by email, and no comments came back. So no changes were asked for. So instead of just doing an official voting, I would say if you do not approve the last year's protocol, will come later. Okay. If you do not approve the protocol, please hold up your hand, or if you see some mistake in there, let us know and we can go through that. And if not, I would call this protocol approved. Okay, so nobody objecting. So that's the first official act. Last year's protocol is approved. Thanks a lot. A side note this is now for all our members and also for our partners. If you log in to our account system, which has this domain account.slacklineinternational.org, with your generic emails, so that's usually your info@ email, you can download your certificate of membership and your certificate of partnership as a PDF. If this does not work, just let us know. It probably has to do with the email you used, and we can easily change that. This is just a side note for those who have not yet downloaded these certificates. And the way this works, if I log in, for example, here as Swiss Slackline, I have my profile data, and then I have the certificate data, and I basically can just open here this file and download the PDF. So fairly simple. Okay, one main focus within the ISA in the past has always been the events, pretty much the cornerstone of our community. Of course, we have our own events. One we just concluded 15 minutes ago, the ISA safety event, also happening online and with lots of intense discussions and interesting presentations. So that just happened. We recorded it and it will go online shortly. During the year, there's lots of other ISA events, most notably the rigor certifications and the ISA instructor certifications, which are happening all around the world. We will hear more about that in a second. And then we have a list of different events which happened last year, which are shown here, basically giving an overview of events where ISA officials have been on site helping with the local organization or just doing their fair share in making the event happen. I think most of you know this. It's one of the most visited pages on our website, our calendar. Highly recommend that you have a look in there. If you organize your own events, we would like to encourage you to add them to our calendar. This is free of cost and open to everyone. I'd say the only criterion would be that it's more or less an event of international relevance. So of course you can put your local events in there, but I'd say the focus should be on trying to get people from further away to your event, and that's why you would put it in the International Slackline calendar. So last year we had about 71 registered events. That's pretty much average. It's actually a bit more than in past years, but it's always been around this kind of number. And so far in 2025, the trend is that there seems to be a bit less events, about 40 so far, but still lots can happen in the next 4 months, since now more the season on the northern hemisphere is active. The southern hemisphere, especially South America, usually ramps up with events towards the end of the year. Here's just a couple pictures from these events. One event I helped organize last year was the Laux Highline World Championship, and then some other pictures from other events. These are mostly around Switzerland here. Obviously, I cannot show pictures from all the events because there's so much going on. Okay, and now another short caveat on our account system again. So this might be of interest for all people who basically, let's say, have done any sort of certification within the ISA, and also people who have made any type of world records, world first, or gained any other type of certificate from the ISA. These are all available through our account system with this domain shown here. The way it works, you just create your account, you can log in, and if you have existing certificates, they should show up. If they don't, let us know. Currently in the system, we have 1,400 individuals registered, and that's a plus of almost 350 from last year. So this is a very nice system that has been up and running and working very well, thanks to our IT team. And the way it looks, this is just a mock-up with my personal profile. You can add some personal data, and then you can click on certificates, and it will show you the different types of certificates that you have, be it in the educational sector or the sports sector or wherever you are active. This account system will change a little bit in the upcoming months because we have a vamping up of a new what we call the sports hub. It will be introduced in a minute by the Sports Commission, and for that some more data is needed in this account system. For example, you will be able to link your social media profiles in there and basically use then this information on the new sports hub as kind of a business card for your Slackline activities. So in the past years, there's been quite some change in our communications director. All the posts that are being done through the ISA since about 2 years, or maybe 2.5, 3, I'm not quite sure, have been going through communication directors. There's been some changes there, and these are the 2 new faces. Unfortunately, Andrea from the Czech Republic left us, but Katie just joined this month. So these are the 2 faces that basically create our social media footprint. The content usually is either collected by them or delivered by ISA officials to them, and they then do all the social media work for us. So this is actually the only partially paid job we have within the ISA, and these 2 communication directors that do our communication work, mostly on social media. So you've seen all this activity that has been going on over the past months and years. This is mostly the work of these 2 people, and of course the people who deliver the content in the background. So thanks a lot to you for this awesome work. In general, if you think you have content that is worthy to share on an international level, you can always tag us. We get tagged many times every day, so we have to really assess what we want to share and if it actually is something that we want to share. So you can always tag us, and we'll then have to make a decision on what to share. That's basically how it works. At the end of the day, our focus is mostly on our members. So if you share it with your member profile, so be it your clubs, your federations, that always has highest priority for us, and that's content we always like to share. Just sharing content from individual slackliners walking over a line, we get too much of that. We cannot share all of it, just that you know. In terms of communication, our backbone and most important cornerstone has always been our website. This is an ongoing project, never perfect, but always worked on. And we're always also trying to link from social media to our website, because we see this as our main business card, let's call it that. Basically where we summarize all our activities and try to keep things together. And just to show you how many people are accessing our website, so this is from last year. We got about 22,000 active users and about 100,000 views. The average time of somebody staying on our website is about 1.5 minutes. This can probably be improved, but you see the numbers are luckily still going up. And these are the areas where we have most people accessing. So United States is by far the most relevant area that accesses our website, followed by Central and Northern Europe. As you know, our website is only available in English, so that's probably why, for example, Brazil is a bit lower down. If we would have multi-language website, that would probably also be better. On the right, you see our most clicked sites. So as I said, the events and festival site is the most clicked. Then also what is slacklining is a page that is very often searched for, the risk assessment, the Highland World Championship, the ranking list. So the sports sector is also very strong, and the safety sector is also very relevant. We also have a second website. I encourage you to also visit that. We call it our data platform. It's basically where we store all our PDFs independently of the main website. And the statistics here is pretty amazing. On this data page where we store all our data, we got about 55,000 views last year. So these are very good numbers. And we're happy to see that people like all the publications and data we have on there. Also here, United States is leading. This pretty much looks the same. The most accessed pages are by far the accident reports. Then Augustin's backup fall is viewed about 1,500 times last year. Not bad.
No?
And then the educational page publications are also very relevant to people. Okay, so this was just a general, very quick annual report, like I do it every year with updated numbers. Next up would be the annual commission reports. Let's see if the people by now have showed up in here. I'm starting with nature and access. Hugo, are you here? Yes, I can see you. You're at least in the chat.
Hello, 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 everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I am Hugo Flores, representing the Nature and Access Commission. Wow, actually, we are really happy to be here to survive this first year of reborning the commission. Actually, this is a pretty nice photo because I think it involves what the slacklining can represent in some way. So, I don't know if you can count all the lines, but there are 22 highlights rigged there. This photo was in a festival in Brazil, where we were taking place representing the ISA. It was a pleasure. It was also a challenge to participate in a project that was kind of a crazy idea at the beginning. It's actually a really nice project we would like to continue working on. 400 people attend that festival. In some way, this commission has this goal to protect the natural environments and secure access for slacklining. Sustainability. Sustainability is part of this project that we were taking place in Brazil, and also support local communities. We also we are looking to focus more on developing resources and collaborate with partners to ensure this.
Okay, did we just lose Hugo?
Yeah, he blocked to me. Hugo, you are down.
Let's hope he comes back. Let's give him a couple seconds. Okay, Hugo is not available anymore, so let's hope he comes back. Maybe Hugo, yeah, he just got out of chat. He will be back in a second. He can continue where he stopped. We hope at least. If not, we will skip to the next commission and come back to him in a second. Okay, he's not back yet.
Sorry.
Ah, easy, you're back. Cool, no problem.
Sorry. Well, I think we can continue next one. Yes. Well, this is the main thing. Building a team. Building a team is actually was our main focus this year. Thanks to Andres and Juliet, we are trying to set up the base to strengthen the commission efforts and focus our resources, our human resources, and organizing our work, our time. I think all of us just would like to go the line, go outdoors, and just play. Actually, this is kind of the challenging work, to stay on the computer and work and make some efforts for a global impact. We actually try to strong this foundation on decision making, coordination, and project execution. At the beginning, we were kind of with a lot of ideas to where to start, what to do, a lot of projects that were of our interest. After some months, we were kind of more structured and clarified some roles and working groups for making the projects real. Next, please. This is kind of a challenge now. The Commission is looking to get fresh energies, fresh ideas, and people who would like to get more involved. And we are open to welcome new people motivated who would like to lead or who would like to collaborate on the existing projects according to the Commission missions. Actually, this year we got a really nice support from Tom, Sarah, Drew, with Isidro and Chris in different ways, in different projects, and especially because of trust on us and support our projects that we are working on. So thanks to all of you. This project, this is was an idea, and actually was an ambitious idea actually, because in the process we realized that it's a lot of work to collect a lot of data and photos and talk to a lot of people to arrange a meeting. Actually, we did it. We are kind of in the last stage of this project. We would like it. We dream that this could be a reference for other people who would like to create a guide from other places, other continents maybe. Actually, at this moment, we completed more than 50 interviews from leaders from 12 Latin American countries. We're still looking for people from Venezuela and Paraguay. We didn't find people who are active there with highlining. We collect a lot of data from Mexico. Paco was really a great contributor to connect with the people in Mexico. The current focus is on editing and designing. We are looking for this. Actually, we are kind of stuck on this because it's a lot of information. We're trying to find the time to finish the edition. We are always open to people who would like to collaborate. A Slack map, it's also a goal for us. We are on the process of organizing this sort of information, and then we are going to enter into Slack map these spots we collect. Sebastian and Alexander are really important too. We think that they have a space to keep contributing more and more and more. Thanks to the people if you are here and participate on the project. Thank you very much. If you don't send your photos, please remember to send them. Will be really nice to include them in the guide. Hopefully we will finish it in the next couple of months. And the other project that where this was an idea from Julieta. She's a nature specialist. She's a biologist and a tree climber. She proposed this project about sustainability. We participate in Choose Life Festival in Brazil a couple of months ago. We have a really nice collaboration with the event production, the recycling and compost team, and also with the first aid team that was part of the festival, a private one. We also have had a from Universidad de Highline and the organizers of the festival. We also connect with Robinson, thanks to Dylan from the USA. Hopefully they will have these sustainability practices as references for the GGBY. Also with Tlaloc from Mexico, that is part from, it's rigor certified too. We have these connections that help us improve the idea of the project. And we achieve also the partnerships and collaborations. We integrate sustainability practice into the festival planning too. The event organization was really interested in this, and we spent some time with them talking about the best practices that can include also the trash management, also the participation of local organizations, also about the safety practices, the involvement of the local people in the fair, for example, in the local market, in the local products, with the local products. Our current focus is to finalize this sustainability report and prepare some content to include into the website and some graphic flyers, infographic. We are on the communication process with these partners and organizations from the festival to get some data to prepare this information. So this couple of projects should be finished in the next couple of months, according to our plans. Next, please. And this is another project that, thanks to Tom, that he prepared content, an article into the web about Highline and airspace. That it's a topic relevant for Europeans. Showed some guidelines for Highline rigging in relation with air traffics. Some suggestions how to what to consider for rigging a highline space in places where you have a military or different considerations according to your country. So you can take a look into the website and you will find more details there. Well, potential projects. Well, first we would like to finish the Highliner's Guide publication and the sustainability project. Actually, we would like to focus more on graphical content, more graphic content, with shorter data to organize. We already have some reports about wildlife and ethics in slacklining. So we would like to put more attention on this after. And we also have some couple of reports already translated to English about birds conservation. And we also connect with Aiden Macy from USA about upcycling efforts, creations. I think in the top, you can see the photo with a mantra webbing, that it's already a matrix. That these kind of ideas we are trying to, we would like to connect these people who are on this with these ideas about upcycling. So I think in terms of nature, it would be nice to connect these people and try to motivate to reuse and create a new life for your weddings. In terms of access, we have an idea about tree climbing at midlines, about developing a guideline about the best practices. We also have the Tree Health Scan app that we found on a university. A university developed this. So this can be useful to connect also with the tree protection flyers and the tree protection section. We also are thinking about promoting clubs formalization, trying to connect with leaders from slacklining in the world. And also we would like to build bridges between communities, especially between neighbors and regional organizations. In more focus on media content. Actually, the main thing is volunteers. We are also we are always looking for people who would like to join projects. If you would like to be part of any of these ideas, you can just send us a message. We will try to organize and connect with different people who are interested on develop this. Especially on promoting sustainable and responsible practices. And actually, the photo from the old, it's a bird. It's a bird that we saw in 3 different highlining spots. So it's like it's a resident bird around the South America, across the Andes, that we identified in 3 different regions in 2 countries. Another achievement we had was participating in sports fairs in Guatemala. This was thanks to Andres, who lead this project, this presence. This was interesting because participate a lot of young people, a lot of kids in the capital in Guatemala. And this was a nice opportunity because Andres can connect with different people from Central American countries that they call they felt the connection with the sport, and they start to making more weekly meetings around the Central American regions in El Salvador, in Guatemala, and other Mexicans connections that they had, and especially creating safe places for children and youth. That I think that's the thing that we talked the other day. About creating new spaces for new people to enter into sport and making it be alive. Another event that we were participating was the Choose Life with the sustainability project. That was a really nice opportunity to represent the ISA in Latin America. Especially in Brazil, that is the biggest community, one of the biggest community in the world, where 400 people, more than 400 people attend, with the Choose Life culture, with Mateus on the organization. Was a really nice opportunity also to collaborate closely with the Sport Commission, with Isidro, and the World Cup was taking place too. Was really nice to work all together and make it spreading the word of balance and competitions and sustainability. We also connect with a lot of regional and local people from different groups, from Latin America, from Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, United States, where was a really nice opportunity to meet new people and exchange ideas about how to put in action some sustainability in terms of spaces for people to grow into the sport in a safety way. Actually, oh, thanks, Mateus. Actually, we're 500 participants, and it was a festival, actually, one of the best I've been there. Especially because it took place in a touristic complex, and they closed the complex, and was especially for the highlining festival. Well, highlining, waterline, and some choose games, the competition, and with waterfall. It's a beautiful place that really represent the ideas we would like to work more into our commission. The mix of nature, the mix of access, the mix of the sport, and the mix of people, actually, the human connection between without barriers, no, without barriers, open for children, open for adults, open for everybody. Thanks for letting us be part of this. Slack Map, it's a project that we would like to put more attention on. There are many lines there that could be more visible. As part of the interviews we were having for the Highliners Guide, we realized that a lot of people don't know about the existence of the Slack Map. We really believe that this could be a useful tool for people to find lines, but also communities. So depending on the section you are entering, you can find the local groups and see if you can connect with them directly. And you also can take a look into the slackline map and check the lines and see some photos. Could be anchors photos or could be just reference. We also try to promote the local connections with people. And Slack map, it's a useful tool for people to for making the life easier to people who are traveling. And I think nowadays, depending the season, there are people who are making circuits, not traveling. For example, in South America, there are a lot of people like traveling from Colombia to Argentina. So these people can use the Slack map in a more deep on details and can get more info about if they would like to bring their own gear to rig some lines. So this project, this Slack map project, is looking for people who is motivated to help on collecting data and photos and talking to people and entering the data into the web. So once more, I just extend the invitation for who would like to help. These photos actually show what we feel was our impact this year. was a strengthened visibility and presence of the ISA and the Nature and Access Commission in the Latin American community, and also foster community connections and educational opportunities. We believe that our presence in the events and the meetings with people, the video calls, we got some insights about the importance of the education, especially into rigging, into deal with the authorities, with private owners, land owners, also deal between us as humans, how to have a nice co-living between different cultures, speaking different languages, how to respect all of us, and also supported growth and inclusion of new participants. And these photos were taken into the Highland das Mulheres, a female Highland festival in Brasilia. That it's a really nice festival with a really cool vibe. And you can see Isidro, Juliet, and on these photos is just to show part of our job in the festivals, with people just enjoying and connecting with also the compost organization that took part. So I hope you can feel the vibe.
Thanks so much, Hugo, for this extended summary of what was going on in the Nature and Access Commission. Great to see how you picked this up in the last year. Nature and Access Commission was pretty much recreated from scratch with new people, but we always are looking for more. So if you feel so, please get in contact with Hugo or through our ISA Rooster, and we will connect you with him, and you can work on all these different interesting projects. And this is just a slide I put in here. It's somewhat related to what Hugo just said, because Can Sahin is the creator of the new Slack map. And Simon, my roommate, is always helping with IT questions in the background. These are just people working in the background. You never see them, but super important to have also this side of the ISA and our digital system up and running. John is also the creator of our account system. Okay, so next up is the Safety Commission. For the other commission presentations, we have to be, I think, a little bit more strict on time. So please keep it short and interesting, and then let's go on with Haitai. I think, are you here?
I am here. Let's begin. Cool. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Haitai. I am the Safety Commission President. Forward.
Sorry.
Okay. I think. Can you refresh this? I've made some edits since you might have started. Yeah.
Wait, I have to go out and in again.
Okay. Shout out to the safety board members. You'll see them here in a second. Currently consist of me, Philip Queen, Ada Yazan, Anna Lincoln, Florian Bayer, Florian German, Liam Watford Sendra, Odysseus Lazaritis, and let's see, is that all of them? Yeah. Some of the pictures here are out of date. Okay, so let's move on. I'll talk briefly and quickly about some of the projects today. Here's just an overview. We just had the safety event that concluded about an hour and a half ago. That was a great success. We had many speakers, manufacturers join, people from other organizations such as the UIAA. It was a good event. Please go back and look at some of the videos when we post them. They're all informative and entertaining. see, we'll be going through all of these projects in this talk here. Okay, so the first one we'd like to chat about is the accident and incidents database. We added a new form this year, which is going to be a little shorter and easier to access, or easier to fill out. Hopefully that makes it easier to get more reports from the community. There's also a database that is now more easily accessible, which lists out all the anonymized accidents from the community. So if anybody's interested in any particular kind of errors, you can go and take a look at the accident incident database on its own. We had a talk from Anna, which summarized some of the statistics from the SAIR report over this last year. We'll be posting her talk in a little bit, and then at the end of the year, we'll also be creating a report which summarizes statistics from the year, as well as interesting individual cases. The SAFECOM also works on research, basic research, and publications. This research includes things like UV tests or cyclical loading on weblogs. This past year, we have been working heavily on UV testing. In fact, we just pulled a bunch of tests, or pulled a bunch of samples of webbing to be tested in Bern on a brake test machine. I think we have somewhere in the range of 150 to 200 samples to test, after which we'll be generating some report to release to the community. We also publish individual accident reports, such as after the incident at the CRG where there was a main and backup line failure. We'll make other reports and research, such as weathering and nylon degradation in UV. The SAFECOM also works on tools and statistics, and generating statistics for the community. Tools such as the backup fall simulator that was released this past year. This is a really useful tool for anybody in the community, especially if you're rigging if you're rigging lines that are not tall. This is a great tool to use. Thanks to Augustin for developing this. We've done tests which validate the models that the backup fall simulator utilizes in the background. We also have a risk assessment calculator, risk assessment page on our website, which gives some information about the actual numerical risks that you take when you slackline. We've updated that page with lists of fatalities, thanks to Tom for that risk assessment page. Outreach, we certainly need more volunteers. I think with the SAFECOM, one of our primary objectives is to make sure the community is aware of safety best practices to spread a culture of safety. In this vein, we do outreach on social media, things such as Fail Fridays, Safety Sundays, other social media publications. We'd love to get some new volunteers to help with us. We have a lot of information, but we are finding it difficult to get the time to create posts from that information, to publicize it, to get the correct media out to the community. So if anybody is interested in joining in that capacity or any other capacity, if any of our projects interest you, please reach out and submit an application to be a volunteer for the Safety Commission. One of the other really major projects for the ISA SAFECOM is our gear standards, or our standards in general, highline standards. These include things such as Highline System Standard, which defines the entire Highline system, a really useful and free standard for you to give to any municipality looking for more information about Highlines, to give to land or property owners, or any other stakeholders. Our other standards include standards for gear such as web locks, webbing, slings, and connectors. Actually, the connector standard and the sling standards were two new standards that we developed in the past year and a half, and we actually have gear already certified to those standards. In this past year, we've also created or updated existing standards. One notable one was webbing lifetime standards that we updated based on UV testing and incidents that high-profile incidents that happened in the community. We're working on a new standard right now, a bungee standard. Since this has proliferated in the community, I think this is a very different type of gear, but certainly one that a lot of slackliners find a lot of value in, and it would be nice to have some standardized way of making sure that when you buy a bungee, you know it's been tested, or you know it's tested to an independent standard. Right now we have over 30 products certified. I think that number is a little higher now. We have 10 more in the pipeline. All of the certified gear is available in the database. So if you're curious as to what kind of gear is certified, which manufacturer you can get certified gear from, please go to our data.slacklineinternational.org site, and you'll be able to run a search on our list of standard or certified gear. This is an example of a gear certificate awarded to a manufacturer for passing the for certifying their gear, which means that it's passed independent testing and conforms to the strengths and the strengths defined in our standard for that piece of kit. I'd like to say thank you to our safety partners. These are manufacturers that work with the SafeCom. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Hai, for this wonderful summary of the SafeCom and the activities over the past year. Super nice to see that we're still coming along with all projects, sometimes quicker, sometimes slower, but that's always how it is with voluntary work. But nice to see that, yeah, we're pushing forward also in terms of safety. And so if you are interested in safety related topics and are independent and want to join SafeCom, contact Hai or me and we can sort that out. Next up is the Sport Commission with their annual report. I'm going to hand over the word to Isidro for that.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? Perfect. I was just double checking that. Well, first of all, thank you, everyone. My name is Isidro Rodriguez, and I have been the president of the Sport Commission since it was created in 2018. And I'm also the president of the Chilean Federation. I'm from Chile. I'm speaking now from Viña del Mar City, and I'm very glad to be joining this 11th ISA General Assembly. I'm going to present the Sport Commission, what we have been doing, what we usually do. I will briefly, well, we are the organism inside the ISA who is in charge of developing all the sport-related issues to become the slackline sport worldwide. This means that all the competitive dimension, the athletes' trajectory, and all what's involving related to the championships are part of the commission issues. Also the world records. Every time that a sport achievement has been a rise, we record that, and we organize a communication with the Guinness World Record, in which we biannually appear in the 8th edition. So I'm going to expose you what we have been doing this last year and upcoming projects, and a little bit about the world scenario. So first of all, and probably one of the important news for the Commission is that we have decided to change our director board, and now we have a new president of the Commission. After many years that I have been serving to the Commission, now I give this position to Watson Hu from Taiwan. And this moment he cannot attend because it's 2 in the morning for him. So we have a 12 hours difference, me and I, and you have like 7 or 8 hours difference with him. So one of the challenge of our commission is to coordinate a really different time zone team, since we're distributed around the world. We have also Ezequiel Troncoso, the vice president, a person really involved in the slackline competitions, the truthline world, and many other related things to the judging systems. Also, we have Sirio Sao. He's the treasurer for many years also, and he's a very important ambassador of the slackline in Italy. He organized the Balance magazine, in which he has managed to move the knowledge around the world. Also, we have Maximiliano Martinez. That's one of our athletes representative. It's a person who travels from country to country, going to all the championship festivals and things related to slackline that are happening around the European, American, and other parts of the world. And also we have Bruna Campos from Brazil. She is ethics. She's in charge of the ethics in sport, and she's overviewing a lot of issues related to that in Brazil, and she has developed a strong community. So this is our board member, but so I'm very thankful for this team that we have been managing to work together for many, many years. Tom, can you continue? Thanks, Sarah. Well, apart from the boards, we have a very big list of athletes and persons who are pushing the sport boundaries around the world, and they have been supporting the commission. These people as Jan Ross, Rafael Bibi, Jan Sahin, Carlos Moctezuma, Benoit, Alison Ferreira, and many others that are here, and they are persons who support the commission with knowledge, with feedbacks, with upcoming trends, and also with critical point of view. So we search for a strong representation of the athletes in the commission, through giving their voice and in what are the important issues that we are developing. Since many of the decisions that our commission takes affects the worldwide communities, since we're defining the boundaries of the slackline in a sport definition, you know. Like many countries, most of the countries in which slackline takes part doesn't have the recognition of a slackline as a sport. Only a few of them, Switzerland, for example, have the official recognition, and that affects a lot in the way that you can generate resources, funding, permissions, approvals. So the idea of our commission is to build the basis, a common basis, in which every country can apply with their bureaucratic institutions and ministries to recognize, to push the recognition of the slackline as a sport. So please, Thomas, can you continue? So we have 4 or 5 different working groups, the event coordination and support. This is maintaining a strong network of communication with event organizers and also important community stakeholders. Also, we have the Slackline World Ranking List that we created in 2018, and now we have news about what's coming next with that. Also, the World Records and World First. This means, of course, the World Records, and also now we recognize we try to generate a registration about important first achievements in tricks or similar, like mainly in tricks, like when someone achieves a really hard trick that it's new or that it's worth recording, we include it in the world first. And finally, we have the judging systems catalog or judging system projects. That is everything related to how we organize the different judging systems for the different slackline disciplines. You know, trick line has different ways to measure the performance. Hide and freestyle have different ways and models to measure the performance. Of course, speed line is a little bit more direct since the measurement is the time and distance. So that's really more standardizable, but also has different models for it. So in general, this ecosystem of judging system also affects the ranking list and also affects the athletes in general. So that's pretty much how we organize our work here. Tom, can you continue, please? So the ranking list is already 8 years old. It has hundreds of persons registered. Thomas, can you continue? We have some kind of animation going on here. Well, when we first built this judging system, we defined 12 criteria to measure the championship sizes. In this way, we organized which championship were higher level and like a world class or something, and which one were lower level as a challenge or an open championship. So these criteria 8 years ago are very have gotten very weakened. The context had made that these criteria are no longer so valid. So we are building a new structure to organize the slackline championships, and that's what we're going to present now. Tom, can you go ahead? So we need a 2.0 version, and that's what we are doing. Can you go ahead, Tom? Maybe too much animation. One more, please. I think this is the okay. So the Slackline Sport Hub is the 2.0 version of the ISA ranking list. The idea is to build something that is more than just a ranking, but it's also something that can be useful for the athletes as a presentation card, and also not just for the athletes, but also for the event organizers and for the judges. So this new contest concept include a new way to organize the championship in World Series, and this generates a different way to distribute the points that you win when you win a championship. Also, well, we have full information about the athletes. We will hold the world records on this platform, and also we'll have a way to introduce the different judging systems information and also the judges certification. So the idea is to take all the weakness of the first ranking list and to build a new solid digital structure that can help the formalization of the slackline around the world with higher quality standards based in clear information and a solid path of how to organize professional events and also become a professional athlete. Can you continue, Tom? So we have been recording the history of the events. In this moment, we have 73 championships registered in the world ranking list that will happen this year. It's at least a double of what we had 2 years ago, sorry, last year. We still have some months to incorporate new championships, but as you can see, the tendency is to keep growing. We encourage the people to organize the event. We are here for helping them and give them resources to take good decisions and prevent failures. So all this big amount of event has been very useful to build the knowledge that we now have to achieve high quality standard events. Can you continue, Tom? So if we go to the ranking list, we will find the top athletes around the world. And we want to congratulate Rikuto Nakamura from Japan for being the #1 in trickline freestyle, and also Mao Takeba, also from Japan, for achieving the first position in trickline. Well, Japan is really interesting because they have achieved a super high level of athletes, even the young athletes, like for example, the youngest professional athlete that we have in slackline, it's a Canon. Canon is 10 years old and she's a female that's super strong. So Japan is showing educational model based on a lot of training and family support, and has achieved top positions in trickline in almost all the World Cups. Also, in another dimension, the Highland freestyle has been conquered by David Palomo Echevarrieta, also known as Sacalomo. He is the #1 in the Highland freestyle, and Cecilia Stock from Germany. She's the female #1 in freestyle. Both of them are in Europe, and it also reflects the strong position that has Europe in this moment in the Highland freestyle. So we congratulate also David and Chechi for being in that position. I know that they have put their life on it. Next slide, please. Well, in speedline, we want to congratulate Joshua Leopolds, also known as Joshi, for achieving the speedline in short. This means in the ground level. And there haven't been female competition of speedline short, so that's why we don't have a female champion in this moment. But we want to congratulate Joshua. I also want to say that your bungees are amazing. Thank you for building that. Also, we want to congratulate Sasha Grill and again Cecilia Stock, both from Germany, for achieving the first position in Highland Speedline. So these are the results in this moment of the ranking list. We can see that there are names beyond there are other names in the screen, Tania Monier, or Jessica Levine, or Mateus Vidal, Gustavo Coutinho. And so these are the other positions of the ranking list in this moment. Well, we also want to highlight something that we did in this year. I will be very brief since we already talked a lot about how beautiful and great and amazing was the Brazilian World Cup Choose Life Festival. So in this festival, we attend as a team, as the international ISA team, and we gave direct support for the success of the event. In this event, David Davis Hermes gained the first place in freestyle. Gustavo Coutinho won the first place in speedline, and Cecilia Stock won both speedline and freestyle. So congratulations to all of them, and also to the organizers of the event. Amazing event, totally recommended to everyone to go. In this moment, it's happening the Xiangji Jiaye 1 kilometer speed Highland competition in China. We have the actual president of the commission, Mr. Watson Wu, on site. He's part of the judging team. So as you can see, being distributed along the world is really useful for achieving ISA presence in the different events and achieve the high quality that we're expecting. Congratulations to all the athletes who are competing now in China. Next slide, please, Tom. Well, and one final stop, we're also supporting the GGBY championship in the United States. We're hoping that this event in the United States will be a fully success for closing the year, and we hope everything will go good in that, and we're trying to support as much as we can. Well, in another dimension, as I spoke before, the ISA has developed these certificates for athletes, for the ones who win every contest, and also for the yearly winners. These certificates are really useful if you want to receive some fundings or a scholarship or something that's useful for your athlete career. Next slide, Tom, please. Also, for the event organizers, for each event organizer, you will receive this certificate, and hopefully this will help you to achieve better sponsors for the next date of your event. So you will definitely get one of these if you organize one of these championships. Same for the world records. We have very fancy with 9 stamps, certificates for world records, also supported by Guinness World Records. And finally, well, the judging systems, as I spoke before, we are working in this moment. There has been the merge of different judging systems in Highland Freestyle and in Trickline. And now we're trying to organize the existing systems into a kind of a market in which any person who wants to organize a championship can go into this catalog that will be incorporating to the webpage and find the different judging systems and try to choose which one is which one fits you the best for your event, and then contact the person who can provide it. So pretty much we have a good advanced level in this moment. Also, we have already organized a few trainings of these judging systems for persons who want to learn it and become professional judges. So we have already done some of these trainings as pilots, as a prototype training programs, but we would like to systematize it and become it part of what the ASA can offer for the general community. Next slide, please. Well, for sure, we need help. We need help with people to organize communication, to generate sport-related material, and that support the general ISA communication. Also, we need people who represent us in local events and championships. So if you are involved in your community and you want to represent the ISA on site, please contact us. And also, we need support in the world records, the ranking list, and the judging catalog. In this moment, we are reorganizing the commission since Watson has become the new president. So we hope that with his new apparition, that we can redesign and refocus the way that we have been working. We're really open to collaborate with all you guys and really thankful for all the work that the ISA has been doing in all the commissions. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Isidro, for this nice overview of the Sport Commission. Quickly have to reload the slides. 1 second, guys. I hope this worked. Okay, next up is the Education Commission. And for this, we have Mirjana, who will present the annual report.
Thank you, Thomas. Hi, everyone. I'm Mirjana Paloma. I'm the current sitting president of the Education Commission. And yeah, we've done a bunch of courses this year. I'm going to tell you about them. So just to present to you our most recent contributors to the Education Commission, there's myself, Eileen Machuca from South America, from Buenos Aires, who's been amazing in just getting as many courses out as she can down there. Samar Faruqi, who is a legend from India, who's been involved in slacklining, both as a professional slackliner and teaching many courses to various communities in India, and Katharina Ortner, who is joining us. She is the president of the Austrian Federation, and it has also been doing a lot of slackline education work within her community as well. So it really is a pleasure to have these people as our colleagues. And I haven't presented a board to you because we have had some departures. And so we are looking to fill some new positions. This is actually my final term as the Education Commission president, so we will be voting in a new president in the next couple of weeks, as well as a vice president. We are looking for a secretary, a course manager, and a social media content creator. Of course, we are welcoming any volunteers who wish to join us to help create the content in general that we are producing, as well as translations. There are always translations needed so that we can help expand the reach of our instructor and instructor C and our rigor certifications. And so, yeah, please fill out a volunteer form or contact me. We would love to have you. Primarily, we do work in English. However, we do speak a few languages between our board members. And so please do not let language be a barrier to you. Please join us if you are interested. And so the main thing that we have been our main contribution to the slackline world has been our instructor C courses. We were able to do 9 courses last year. To date, we have 15 or 16 senior instructors, and we have recently added 3 more senior instructors. So yeah, Eileen managed to do 2 courses in Argentina last year, and then the rest of the courses were all in Europe, in Austria, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Germany, and Poland. There is an upcoming certification coming in Colombia, which is happening in September, and another certification in Munich, Germany as well in September. And so to date, with only 15 or 16 senior instructors, we've managed to certify 630 instructor Cs, over 630 instructor Cs from over 30 countries. Prior to this year, the instructor C certifications had a validity date of 3 years, and we've decided to lift that. And so now they will be valid forever. We will officially implement it at the next EDUCOM General Assembly, and then that will eventually be changed to reflect that in the certificates as well. And the reason that we did that was because we really hope that people just continue to share their knowledge, continue to provide courses in their communities wherever they can, and continue to spread their wisdom and spread the Slack love. Cool. So we did an instructor C. You can change the slide, Tom. So shout out to the B-Slack crew and to Laurent Blondiot, who is our newest senior instructor C, who was also one of the former vice presidents of the Education Commission. And we had a really wonderful course. We ended up doing it both in English and French. We did one in Munich, Germany. Shout out to Louise Kuhn, who became a senior instructor with that course. And then we also did 2 courses in Poland due to high demand. A shout out to Krish and Abdulila and Moyed. Krish came for 1 day from Croatia just to do the instructor C course in Lublin in Poland. And Moyed and Abdulila came from Saudi Arabia actually for 1 day to do the course. So that was pretty amazing that they made that trip. And shout out to Kati because she joined us as well. And so I'm going to talk about a little bit about what we do in the courses in the next slides. And so what the Instructor C course is, it is a course about pedagogy. It is about how to teach beginners. And it focuses on gear knowledge, on rigging, on assistive techniques. And you can see in the photos that there's a lot of chat about theory, gear techniques. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. Back up one, please. We do test rigging, and so you need to know how to rig a basic beginner ratchet line with a very safe backup, and as well a primitive line. And of course, we use tree protection. We talk about how to rig those lines so that they are, in fact, the most friendly and welcoming setups for beginners to enjoy. You can go to the next one. We work on some techniques on things to do to assess balance of your participants, as well as to figure out some ways to train muscle memory before we actually get on the line. You can go to the next slide. And as well, another thing that we focus on are other fun little, not only, sorry, I mentioned assistive techniques, but also fun little activities and games that also add a lot of benefit to a slackline program as well. So as you can see, here's some fun little activities that we did in Munich. You can go to the next slide. And the Instructor C certification, also in terms of the evaluation, not only do we evaluate your basic rigging skills, but also how you teach. And so part of the evaluation, usually at many of the courses, because they are typically done either at festivals or in cities where there is a large community and there is a demand for someone to come specifically to do the course for that day in that city, we often the evaluation for the teaching aspect of it is done as a role play between slackliners. What's exciting about being able to do it at the Urban Highline Festival in Poland is that they have a beginner section as part of a carnival, a city carnival event that they have. And so what was really cool about the event in Poland was that we were able to go out and actually approach beginners, approach strangers who had never tried slacklining before, and use these assistive techniques and just to teach the basic skills that we were hoping that people would grasp. And so it was very exciting to be able to do that there because people could have a really authentic evaluation. So you can go to the next one. In addition to the Instructor C, we have our rigger certification, and the rigger certification is actually an evaluation. It is a very intensive 3-day evaluation where you really, really, really need to know how to rig through many different scenarios, as many different scenarios are given to you, and you really need to be perfect with everything. And so since the last General Assembly, we've managed to have 3 certifications in Germany, Mexico, and Spain. Unfortunately, we had to cancel 2 certifications in the US and Switzerland due to the low application numbers. We still hope to provide a couple of certifications in South America in 2025. So maybe Colombia and Chile, again, dependent on the amount of participants that register due to the cost, due to the high cost of just flying out or the travel costs of sending our senior rigging instructors out there. And so to date, we have 310 ISA certified riggers from 30 countries, and the certs have been done in 11 countries. The rigger recertification does need to have an expiration date because we do expect our riggers to be practicing their rigging skills actively, and as well, many things will evolve throughout the practice of rigging that we want to be updating our riggers with, and so that will require, of course, an in-person recertification evaluation. So initially, I believe they were valid for 2 or 3 years. Now they are valid for 5 years, and so there will be an update on the expired certificates until we are able to start providing the recertifications. And so, due to some personnel constraints, we had to move those to 2026, and they will be 1.5 days in person. And the updates to the current standard will be first a specific first aid for kailiners course that has been written for this, and rescues over the edge, among a bunch of other things. We can go to the next one. So in terms of instructor certificates, those can be downloaded as well. You can find those in our database. So if you have done a certificate, you get an email from me saying, here you go, please log in over here, create an ISA account, and then you can download your certificate as you need. Next slide. We have some education partners, and so yeah, shout out to Slackline, who has been doing an amazing education program in Iran. The Yoga Slackers, who were the original providers of Slackline education. RU Slack, who do education programs and community programs, especially at various events that are not Slackline related. So things such as music festivals or other sport events. How Not to Highline, which I believe now goes by How Not To. And Balanza, who is a Slackline manufacturer and seller. Actually, they're not a manufacturer, sorry. They sell Slacklines in Slovenia, to the Balkans. And they specify in making beginner kits, like really good beginner kits and wooden slack stands. And so, as I mentioned before, please join us if you're interested. Contact me, fill out the volunteer form. And yeah, thank you everybody for joining us.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Mirjana, for this update as well from your side, from the Education Commission. Maybe this is the right time to open the discussion for the first time. Are there any questions for any of the 4 commission presidents? This would be a good time to speak up. If you have a question, use the hand at the bottom, and if you have a specific question, address it to one of them. Roberto, go ahead.
Hi, the question is 4 or 2 median. I forgot what is the correct English word for that. 2 questions. One is, do you know what is preventing or causing these cancellations for the rigger certification? I mean, the cancellation is due to people not signing up, but do we have an idea what is the blocker there? Is it a cost? Is it a time? Or something else? And
Sarah, do you want to answer? Or sorry, Rob. Yeah, please go ahead. Keep talking.
Well, second question is different, but is the terminology senior instructor C for both the park and for the rigger certification, or am I confusing something?
No, we've got
So senior. Sorry, Sarah, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead. No. You go.
Okay, so a senior instructor C can instruct the instructor C course, the course on how to teach beginners, the pedagogy course, and then the senior rigger is the instructor and evaluator, the proctor, if you will, of the rigger cert.
So basically, you have
senior designations.
We have instructor Cs that teach beginners. Then we have senior instructor Cs who instruct the instructor C certs, and then officially we we were working on instructor B for long line, water line, trick line, etc. But that's not, that's still in the works. Hasn't been much added in the last few years, but you can find all that info on the website. And then the senior, and then there's riggers, trainee instructor A's, and senior instructor A's. And senior instructor A's can, if they've done an update, they can instruct rigger certs. If there ever be instructor B's, they could instruct instructor B certs and instructor C certs. So it's like a pyramid. Senior instructor C's can only instruct C certs. B's could instruct B and C's, and A's could instruct A, B, and C's, or rigger certs, B's and C's certs.
Why have they been cancelled?
The cert cancelled. It's the question, do people have the money to travel to places at a certain time? I guess for the one in Switzerland, maybe 200 euros might be a bit more expensive than other places. It's just the higher cost. In other countries, you can sometimes do it for 140, 150, 160. Depends on how many people join. So the more, if you have an active community with a lot of people who are interested in taking the cert, then the price will be lower. So yeah, it really just has to be sustainable.
Okay, any other questions towards any of the commission presidents?
So you can find more info about the structure on the ISA website on how the courses work. And also, we get a lot of questions, people asking, how can I get the certs in my region? That is also explained on the website. Yeah, just read that and then get in contact with us if you have any more questions.
From my chats with people, I've heard quite a few, I know this is anecdotal, but I've heard quite a few people just simply saying they weren't sure if they were ready, and just generally not feeling sure or certain, at which point I usually encourage, you know, in the very least to sign up as a learner. But yeah, just wanted to share that because it's something I've heard a few times this summer in festivals. So yes. I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if it.
We can't have certs with a lot of learners, but we generally have one space per instructor as for one learner. So for each certification, we need 3 instructors, of 2 which should be senior instructors and 1 trainee. And then you can have maximum 5 participants, of which 1 can be a learner per instructor. That's how the structure is.
Since we're here and you're here, do you have any updates on future Europe certifications? At least a few were in talks. I've heard of the UK, Poland, France, but I don't know if any materialized.
Not yet. We don't have any dates. If you check the website regularly, once we have the dates, put in the ISA calendar and also on the Educom program. So you can find that on the website once it's official.
Can I quickly follow up on how the courses kind of materialize, just in case anyone wants clarification for that? So typically, what'll happen is we will, as a commission, we will find out where there's demand for a course. So if there is like a big community somewhere, let's say like for the instructor C, like there was a specific request for me to come to Munich because there's a pretty big community in Munich and a lot of interest in doing instructor C. Because in Germany, if you want to teach through, let's say, Unisport or in a community program, some programs will require for people to have a certificate. And then same with the rigger certification. It's basically, is there demand in a community somewhere or somewhere where people can actually get to? And then basically we will see from our senior instructors who's able to travel out there. The cost of the certificate typically, the majority of the cost typically goes to help subsidize the travel costs of the people that are going out to do that. The work itself is really on a volunteer basis, but it is a pretty intense amount of work, because it's not only the work that you do during the day of the courses or the certification, the evaluations. There's also a lot of follow-up work that is done, and a lot of work ahead of time in preparation. And so the ISA actually takes a very small portion of that cost. And so as Sarah mentioned, if there is a large community somewhere that does want a rigor certification to happen, and you can find a lot of people, that helps reduce the cost of the course. Also, as we find more senior instructor A's, rigging instructors that can do this, then that'll basically also help us to have people that are a little more localized to wherever the rigging certification will happen. As of right now, we're slowly trying to increase who the right people are to do that, to provide that certification and that evaluation. And so that basically, sometimes we've had to fly people from North America to South America, or from Europe to North America, to be able to provide this course until we find the right people to do that. So I hope that clarifies why the costs are what they are. And then additionally, we try to tailor the cost to also reflect what people in the community can afford. So it's really a very fine balancing act. And if the numbers don't add up, unfortunately, that's what usually leads to the cancellations. Is that good? Yeah, okay, cool.
Okay, I think we continue. We still have quite a few agenda items, and we are definitely late in our scheduled time plan. For the next agenda items, we first have to define who can vote, and we already created a list from what we have in the chat, and I will quickly go through this list. And I mean, it's displayed here, and we can find the individuals who can vote. As I see, Slackline Verband Austria is clearly presented with Kati. Slackline US, Andrew. Is there anybody else from Slackline US in the chat?
Let me check, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm here, but.
Okay. Yeah, you're here. We got Peter here.
Well, I mean, from what capacity, I guess, are you asking? From like
I'm just
from a
or...
delegate. We're looking for delegates here that can vote. As a board member,
Yeah.
you cannot vote. You need a delegate.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Thomas, which email address am I logged in? Because I can't open it, or I can't participate somehow.
Can't participate in what?
I opened the link, but when I fill out the form, with which email address?
It shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. It's an open link. Everybody should be able to access it.
Can I vote or is somebody else?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So
Let's continue.
I'm a board member too.
Yeah, I know. You're a board member too. But Swiss Slackline, we have Melanie here. German Slackline Association, we have Steffen and Ellie.
Ich bin da.
Okay, Ellie's gonna vote.
Steffen ist nicht mehr da, aber Steffen ist da. Ich bin da.
Cool. Okay, Ellie.
Now you need to remove the federation at the end. It's for the Argentinian Federation for this typo.
Okay, yeah, no big deal. AFS is who? You.
I can vote. Or
not for yourself, no.
No, then I need to call.
Yeah.
But you can abstain of that vote.
Yeah.
Is somebody here from Slacknet?
Does he have to be? You have to be voted in?
No. Japan also not. It's the middle of the night for them. The UK as well. Nobody. Slackline Bernegi unfortunately is dissolving themselves. Then I saw we have a representative of the Czech Slackline Association. Sorry, I forgot your name. I saw it on the list somewhere. Australia, is Australia present? Artur, nice, cool. Chile, besides you, Isidro, anybody here?
It didn't say. No voting right.
Ah, okay. Unfortunately, no voting right. Mexico, I think, is not here. Slovenia as well not. And Argentina, is Argentina here?
Yes, but they also don't have the payment.
Yes, there was a complication with the payment. I was remember of the payment 1 hour before of the meeting start. It was not a lack of willingness of paying. It's only a misunderstanding.
So what we can do, what we've done, I've also talked to the Czech Association and the Australian Association. We still have a payment pending from them, so you can vote, and we'll count that vote once your payment has come in.
Okay.
Within the next days, it has to come in. So when we publish the protocol, then we'll decide whether you've paid. If you've paid, then your vote will count or not.
So Gael just joined from the French Federation. Great. So they have a vote as well. And then I saw B-Slack is present. That's cool.
None of the associates are paid, but I don't know if you got a bill.
You probably didn't get a bill. Is anybody here from the associates besides Miriana?
And the associate members only have a voting right on the budget anyways. So not on the next vote.
Yeah. Okay. You have it all on paper?
Almost.
Almost. Good. We'll go through it with the first vote and see how this goes.
So the first, for all the officials, it's in the chat. Please fill in that form. While maybe Jeff can introduce the Slack. People can start filling out the form already.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So yeah, with B-Slack, we also want to be an active member, and we're representing Slackline in Belgium. We have like 90 active members in the north and in the south, and we have now the 5th time we organized the Belgium Highline Festival. We also have a Slackline Festival for the 2nd year this year. We organize competitions like we did the Speed Highline World Cup Championship. We organize some Highline courses. And as B-Slack, we're also affiliated with the mountaineering clubs in the country, which makes it possible to have legal and permitted Highline spots around the country. And in the capital, we also have a Slack Park.
Okay, hey, thanks, Jeff, for the introduction of B-Slack. So the reason why you're being, where you can introduce yourself, because you've been an associate member so far, and basically you applied as an active member, so basically an upgrade of your membership, which got approved by our internal vetting process. So we think you're a legitimate national federation, a national governing body for your country. That's exactly the type of active members we are looking for. You can nicely show what you've been doing over the past years. So very cool to see all these activities, and super nice to have you on board. And we definitely recommend from the official side that you become an active member of the ISA. So here's the full overview of all the new member applications that we got. So as I said, B-Slack with an upgrade from associate, we got no associate member applications, and we got quite a few observer member applications. So these are usually smaller, local, regional clubs. Also, all the club members within a federation, they can automatically become the observer member status of the ISA. This is free and without any obligation. You basically get listed on our website and receive all our information. That's how it works. So as the first vote of the day, I think we would do this all together. We don't go through these individually. The question is, do we want to have and be Slack as new active member and this list of observer members as official members of the ISA? If you can vote, please open that Google Doc form and vote on that.
We have 4 responses so far.
We so far have 4 responses, and in total, I think we could have how many? 1, 2,
6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
No, but we only have 6 delegates.
Yeah. 6 delegates are present. These can vote and
can Hightower vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry that I ask again. It's now the same Google file, or is it now the different one?
It is the same still.
It's always the same, yeah.
Just now you have more information what you're voting on.
Kannst du es nochmal reinstellen? Ich bin rausgefallen.
Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't work. Oh, oops. Also, sorry, it doesn't work on my side. I only see one question, and then I push send.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's only one question. Like you put in.
All right, then it's okay.
Yeah. unless you click no, you don't approve, then you get another question.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just basically voting in the members with this form. So we got all the answers?
We've got 9 responses, which is
perfect. Okay. And what's the outcome?
All positive.
All positive. Okay, welcome. Be Slack as a new active member of the ISA, and welcome also to all the observer members. Thanks a lot. Awesome. Wow, so many emojis here. Okay. Okay, next up comes the most interesting part of every General Assembly. Sorry. The budgeting, which will be presented by Augusta, our ISA treasurer.
Hello, yeah, so here we have the different the financial statement, the accounting for the year 2024. So as you can see, in terms of revenue, it's been pretty consistent with the previous year. Expenses have been a bit higher, especially in communication, where we've put it a bit like in the next step. So now we have 2 communication officers that we are paying, which is the only paid role in the ISA. It's not an elected role. It's just you need somebody to handle all these Instagram posts, mostly social media, and that's a big communication fee. And on top of that, we renewed our stock of merchandising this year, so that's why the expenses for communication is so high this year. Everything else, as you can see, is pretty much level with the previous year. Education Commission is all those people paying for rigor and instructor certification, and us paying the instructors as we are supposed to. The UIA membership is also higher this year because we forgot to pay in 2023, so we had to pay 2 years at once. But overall, so we are at minus 600 euros for the year 2024, which isn't too bad considering that the year before we did a plus 2,400. So here, summary of that, and at the moment we have money in our PayPal account and a tiny bit in our bank account. The PayPal account is a bit annoying sometimes, so we are trying to figure out a way to have more transfers and payments and incoming through the post-finance account, but that's, I don't know, we haven't found the solution yet. Next. We sent the total accounting file to an auditor that's a member of Swiss Slackline, and I think you can go forward, Thomas. Yeah, everything is there. We have all the bills. I didn't lose any paper. Yeah, everything is correct. And this person signed, so it's Verena. Thank you for taking some time to check all the accounting and pointing out a few things that were missing. So that's it. There's the budget as well. So budget for 2025. Well, you know, the year is already in for a bit, but yeah, budget for 2025, 2026. Membership fees. So we're going to send just after the General Assembly the invoice for membership for the partners. So Belgian, you're going to receive one. Then, well, everything else is like basically we took what we had of the previous years and tried to balance it out with fees. And so as we are a non-profit, we have to have a balance of 0, and yeah, that was achieved. So now you have to vote to approve this or not. If you don't approve this, I don't know what I'm doing. What?
Questions?
Oh yeah, do you have any questions?
I do have a question. How high is the membership
We can't
fee?
hear them because.
Oh yeah. Anybody have?
This.
Katharina asked how high the membership fee is.
And someone was talking.
No questions from anyone?
Katharina asked how high the membership fee is.
Ah, so the membership fee is 100.
Except if you're Swiss Slackline.
Except if you're Swiss Slackline, because you have so many members, you pay 200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 100 per active member per year. So National Federation pays 100 euro per year. An associate member pays 50. We haven't built that in the past, but we will start to do that, I'd say.
We voted on that last.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
Drew, did you sign yourself up to be the voting member for Slackline US, or shall
He
I?
cannot.
He cannot because he's a board
Yeah, it's you.
member, so you should do
Yeah,
that, right?
I delegate to you.
Okay, where are we at, Sarah?
We are at 5 responses.
5 responses, and that's already.
Not quite yet. Yeah.
Well, we don't need them all. We just need more than half.
Of the ones who are actually allowed to vote. That's about half. And did they actually vote yes?
Yeah, so the relevant question is what you
Yes.
voted for. So
We've got
everybody
8
approved it?
responses, everyone approved.
Okay, everybody approved. Thanks a lot, Augustin. Thanks a lot, Verena. This is always lots of work. It doesn't look like much. You just got presented a couple numbers, but during the year we have to invoice, we have to receive those payments, double check it. Yeah, it's lots of work, right? It's like you have to keep up with it.
So I'm quitting.
And Augustin is also not continuing as treasurer. He is going to continue in the executive board, but we are actually going to, oh, poor Ellie, she's being dropped in and out of this meeting. Sorry, Ellie, you're being dropped in and out, huh? Not nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got a new treasurer to present in a second. Okay, I think we can continue. So first, we asked around for new board members, especially of the executive board, and because we have 2 board members which are dropping out this year. One is Adam from the Czech Republic, and the other is Nina Mappes from Switzerland. And I'm not sure if Adam is in the chat, but just from my side, from our side, I want to thank these 2 people a lot. Ah, he's here, cool. Hello, Adam.
Sorry, I didn't put a picture of you in here or anything, but thanks a lot for all your work. In the past, I don't know, two years you were on the board. Nina's been on the board much longer, but she has so many other duties, so she decided to drop out. She's also president of Swiss Highline. We were looking for new board members, and we found a new board member with Jessica Levine from Belgium. And she basically agreed. We were specifically looking for women, and because she has to work right now, she cannot join us. She sent us a video, which I'm gonna play, at least gonna try. I hope it works, and I hope you guys can also hear it. So here is Jessica.
Hold on, we can't hear that, Thomas.
Okay, too bad. So
sharing the sound, I think.
I'm not sharing the sound. I have no clue how I would share the sound.
Could you go closer to the speaker?
No, it will not do that.
Okay, so
somebody bring their phone close to Thomas's laptop speaker.
No.
This is gonna blow up with
if you
revamp.
move the sound from this and I put the sound on and then I put
No.
Yeah, move your microphone.
Can we quit share and share again, and then you can click on share sound. There's a button that you have to click.
No, where?
Okay. You've seen her.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm just going to paraphrase what she's saying. Sorry that you guys cannot hear the sound. So she just introduced herself as Jessica Levine from Belgium. She says she's a speed highliner. She is a freestyle highliner. She is a lover of big highlines. She's been highlining since about 4 years.
Fantastic rigger.
Good rigger. She also is a volunteer at or organizer at the lead rigger. Okay, sorry, I didn't get that, at the Belgium Highline Festival.
Other captions? Can you turn on the captions?
Okay, the next thing she is saying is that she is always up for a next Highline project. She goes Highline almost every weekend, so very active in her community and also in the sport of highlining. She also competed in the World Cups this year in speed highlining and was always in, I think, the top 3 or so, huh? So also a very good athlete. Sorry that didn't work. We hadn't tested that beforehand. This was a premiere, so sorry about that. But you could also not see the picture, or you could just not see the sound.
See the sound.
Hear the sound, sorry.
I think it's just the sound.
Okay. All right. So this is the new add-on to our board. We have one more change to make in our board, and that's what I already mentioned, that Drew, which is already a board member, will become treasurer, and all the other, like the other people that need to be re-elected, because we have 2-year terms, is Harald as vice president. So we're just basically voting for Harald, and we're voting for the change of position of Drew as treasurer. Drew, do you quickly want to introduce yourself for those who don't know you, and quickly say who you are and what your background is?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Drew Goodwin. I'm on the executive board of the ISA, and I'm also the president of Slackline US. Background and why I want to, or why I think I'm well fit to be treasurer. My degree is in finance from the university I went to in the United States, and then my entire career has been in finance as well. I'm currently the head of finance for a professional sports team in Europe, so I think it would be a good fit. Appreciate the opportunity regardless.
Nice. So completely overqualified for this job. Great. Awesome. So in terms of, oh man, poor Ellie, she's been dropped out all the time. Okay, so in terms of the advisory board, we have no new add-on. 2 people need to be re-elected. Peter sitting next to me here and Philipp Gessing from Germany. And we're also re-electing our auditors, Verena and Benoit. So here, this is the overview of all the people that need to be elected within the boards. Next step, huh?
We also have been 3 years.
No, you were re-elected.
Oh no, it was 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah. Okay. So instead of going through these individually, I would suggest we vote on all of them at once.
That's how it's set up.
This form is set up like that. So again, did you reshare the form so Ellie can see it? Sarah, did you reshare the form?
Yes.
Okay, you reshared. So now you got this link again in the chat. Please go on that and vote if you agree on having this new ISA board with a couple of changes as well.
By the way, for people who've said that's a very short form, if you are disagreeing and you click on no, you have the option of explaining why you're disagreeing on it or whom you're disagreeing on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's wait a second. These elections always take a while.
9 responses, 2 from Slackline, that makes the day.
But that's also, we have to vote.
Yes, true.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So we got a positive affirmation of all votes. Thanks so much for trusting in us for another year or 2 in the board. I'm going to mention this because I mention this every year. I'm not going to stay president forever. So if people are out there who want to join these boards and help coordinate the different commissions and help with the ISA, so my term is for another year, and then we hope to find maybe a new president, male or female, of the ISA. Very glad to have the people on the board. Thanks all of you guys for the work. Yeah, Augusta is disappearing over there. Thanks for all your work in the past years. It was always cool to get things going and moving, and even though we're just all volunteers, unpaid volunteers, I think we still got some things done, which we already saw again in these presentations today. Thanks also, Sarah, for always.
Thank you, Tom, because you're doing most of the work.
Some of it, not most of it.
Most of it.
No, everybody's working here. Alrighty. We're pretty much at the end. We're at the point where we can take questions, proposals, ideas for the upcoming term. I'm just going to open this discussion here for everybody. If you want to say something, if you want to promote something. Oh yeah, here, Adam, you go first.
Hey there. I just wanted to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to be part of the ISA. It was actually 4 years, so time was flying like crazy. And like I already mentioned, I'm still going to be available if desired, and if you guys need any help, so don't hesitate to reach out. If I have capacity, I'm always happy to help. So thank you all. Thank you again.
Thanks. We've always appreciated your inputs, Adam. It was always great. You joined many meetings and we had lots of good discussions. Thanks a lot.
Anyone else?
Anybody else want to say something, ask something? Now's a good opportunity.
Any new members that want to introduce themselves? I don't know if there's any
of
the Observer
I'm not
members
sure if
present.
Any of the Observer members is actually present. This will also be an opportunity to quickly introduce yourself. Yes, Slackline Saudi, go ahead.
Hi guys. Oh yeah, this is me, Moyed. I'm from Saudi Slackline. Me and my friend Abdul, we only like 2 guys like starting the slackline in Saudi. We have another one who's the first highliner in Saudi, but he's not attending the meeting. So we starting slackline in 2017, and then we did the first highline in 2018. So now we just like 3 of us. We're trying to do more like projects in Saudi, but we still have like to learn more about rigging and these stuff. So we just got the certificate C, instructor C, and we trying to learn more like from you guys about the rigging, and hopefully like I will do like a meeting with the Mariana, or to do like if there is any like like courses or anything about rigging, because we want to learn more about how to rig. And yes, and even though like we're trying to do like events next year, so there's a lot of like things we are planning to do in Saudi, but we still have like no experience about the rigging and this stuff. So hopefully next year is going to be like a lot of highline projects in Saudi. And thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for presenting yourself. Very interesting to see these young and flourishing small groups and future communities coming up. Yeah, definitely keep at it. It takes persistence, no question.
Reach out if you have any questions.
Reach out.
Send us pictures of your rigs if you want.
Yes, also, if you feel ready, you can sign up as observer members. The list, like the application is straightforward, simple, free. As a small community, that's how you get in touch with us and how you get informed about what we're doing.
No problem. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else with comments, questions, feedback?
Can I add one more thing, please? Cool. So I suspect that many of us here are already involved in doing things within our slackline communities, and I just want to thank everybody for that. Let's just keep going. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep the sport growing. I have a fear that recreation in general everywhere is in decline, and I think that we all just need to play a little bit more for a saner and safer and healthier world. So if you're interested in joining the ISA, and if you have ideas for proposals, then please let this be the platform. Let us be the network that the world comes together to share ideas and to help push the sport. And that's essentially what it is. That's everything that has been created by the ISA has basically been done by 2 to 7 people maybe. And everything that exists because there was a demand for the community, or because someone had an idea and brought it to us and brought it to the table. And so this is how our sport will continue to grow. So let's just keep going. So cheers to everybody who is doing anything within the sport to keep it growing and to keep it flourishing and to just spread the community love. So hooray for everybody. Thanks.
Thanks for these nice words, Mirjana. And Loro wants to finish the instructor C manual. Yes, Loro, we can't wait for that to be finished. Great. Any other final comments from someone? Otherwise, if not, you can always reach out to us by email. We try to answer all our emails. We're maybe not always the quickest, but we definitely try to stay in touch with all of you, also through social media. And if there are no final comments, I usually put this slide in at the end. I'm gonna link that form quickly, 1 second, into the chat. So before you leave, take maybe 5 minutes each of you to fill out one accident you encountered in the past year and let us know about it. You can also go through our data page. I think this is the English form, so if you want another language, I'll link that in a second as well. So before you leave, just fill out this form with at least one incident or accident that happened, and then that's pretty much it. I think with this final link, with this final act, we can conclude today's meeting, the 11th ISA General Assembly. Thanks so much for joining. It's great to see that we had more than 50 people in this chat. It shows that the community is interested in coming together and talking about what is going on in the slackline world. So let's keep the stoke and hopefully see you soon somewhere online.